this is page 20. More review for solving systems by graphing. We start with the y-intercept. We can have a point right on the y-axis at -2. Then this slope is 1/4. That means we're going up 1, right 4. Remember, our slope of 1/4 can also be written as -1/4, which means down 1, left 4. So that helps us get a couple of points for our line to be as accurate as possible. And then we would move on to our second equation. This time, our y-intercept is +2, and our slope is 5/4, meaning I would go up 5, right 4. So I notice right away I can't go up 5. So I have to think about this as -5/4. So I have to think about this as down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, left 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And surprise, surprise, we have a point of intersection here, right? So now that we've neatly drawn both graphs, we see our solution is the point where they intersect. And this point is x value first, so -4, and then y value. The y value is -3. So this is the solution to that system of equations. So tomorrow on the quiz, you need to know how to write an ordered pair. You use parentheses, you put the x value first, a comma, and then the y value, and then you need to close your parentheses, okay? So this next one, it looks fairly similar, but this time we're starting at a y-intercept of 2, and our slope is -1/4. So I can go down 1, right 4. Or I can think about this as 1/4, which would mean up 1 and to the left 4. So you should see that these would be on the same line. It's still nice negative slope, because these are equivalent fractions. All right, so here, this time we are starting at a -4 y-intercept, meaning we can go up 5, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right 4. So this time, our point of intersection is over here. So this tells us our answer is at the x value of 4 and the y value of 1. So that would be our answer to that. Oh, I did 1 and then 3, sorry. Just going across the top. Now we're going to go across the bottom. So here we're starting at 3, meaning we're going up 1/3. If our slope is 1/3, we can think about it as the opposite of that as well. Well, both of them being the opposite, because this is equivalent. Since negative divided by a negative would be positive, we can go down 1 and left 3. So if you need to take notes about your slope, we know positive slopes are up and right, and we know negative slopes are down and to the left. We also know that our slope is the rise over our run. So the top number is up or down, the bottom number is right or left. So those should all be review things. We should be able to graph from a slope-intercept form. Here now our y-intercept is -2, so that's on our y-axis. When we have a whole number, we have to think of that as a fraction, so 2/1. So we're going up 2/1, up 2/1, up 2/1, and then we see where this intersects here. Oops. Problem of only having one good hand here. Sorry about that. All right, so our point of intersection now is at an x value of 3 and a y value of 4. So this is our answer to that question. Sorry, my 4 is wonky. Okay, so then you do 4 similarly. We're finding our y-intercept first. A slope of -2, we can think of it like this, or we can give the negative to the bottom. So we can go down 2, right 1, or we can go up 2, left 1. That would be on the same line. And then our second line starts at a y-intercept of 4 and has a slope of 1/2. So I can go up 1 over 2 once, and you'll see where it would go through, right? If you drew that. Or if you're trying to find that exact point using the slope, you can think of it as down 1, left 2, down 1, left 2, and you'll see where it goes through that line. Okay, so here our point of intersection is where x equals -2, y equals 3. So that would be your answer to number 4. All right. So the last 2 pages coincide with the pixel art. So the pixel art is in your Google Classroom under today's date. And it looks like this. So the first one just wants you to solve the system of equations by graphing. So these first 6 are on your first page, and you're just putting the answers in. The last 6 are on the back page, and so you will need to graph them here to find where they intersect. So identify the solution to the system. Write the solution as an ordered pair. So notice you have to use parentheses below the question without a space. So example, -3, 7. If there's no solution, simply state, so to reveal the pixel art. All right. So here, these first 6 should be easy. The one that I want to note is when you have 2 parallel lines, we know they're parallel because they have the same slope of -5/4 here. So you're simply going to state that. They tell you the exact words to use, no solution. So I'm going to be sure you know what they want here. All right, notice when you write no solution, since it's correct, you'll get pixels. These other points you're listing as ordered pairs. So you're going to list them on your paper, and you're going to check those answers on the pixel art. You're going to turn this pixel art in. You'll get credit for that. You'll get credit for turning your packet in with the quiz tomorrow. So be sure that packet's done. And then on the back, you will be graphing these lines. Remember when we have a y equals something Everywhere y equals -1 would be through here. Everywhere x equals 3 would be through here. So you need to know how to draw those lines. And then you need to know how to plot your y-intercept and use your slopes to find more points. All right. So don't forget to review what parallel and perpendicular lines are, right? How to find slope, and notice how to pick points. We reviewed that a bit yesterday as well. Let's see, where was that? We picked some points. Don't forget to, when you understand how to test points into equation, you're substituting the x and y values. You need to show that work and answer yes or no. I'm trying to remember what else you might have to remember. So it's going to follow the exact pattern of your packet. You're determining from slopes if they're parallel and perpendicular. You're writing slopes of parallel lines and perpendicular lines given the slope. You're finding the slope from graphs and stating whether they're parallel, perpendicular, or intersecting. You're writing equation for the line that is parallel. So remember, your slope needs to be the same, but you should change your y-intercept. If you're looking for one that's perpendicular, change the slope, find a different y-intercept. That you don't need to make that more complicated than it is. You know how to find a slope that's parallel to this, write that, but change your y-intercept. If you should know how to find a slope that's perpendicular. Remember, you take the opposite and flip it. Opposite reciprocals are perpendicular. And then, like I showed you, testing points to see if they're right. And then the last page is just like this pixel art, where you are answering it from a graph and then actually having to draw the graph to find the answer. All right. So all things that you should be able to do if you've been working along with us in this packet. Don't forget about Alex when you're done with the pixel art today, and don't forget to turn in anything that's missing. Now's the time to be doing all that practice work before the quiz. It's meant to help you on the quiz, and that quiz is 90% of your grade. All right. Let me know if you get stuck somewhere or have questions.